Hello and welcome to this edition of Kpsn.
When things go wrong, that's when you find out how gritty you really are. It's in that exact instance that the players who are the toughest mentally begin to separate themselves from those who accept mediocrity. Performance depends as much on the brain as it does on the body. Some people shake off the setbacks and push through to raise the bar in the face of adversity. These are the true warriors. The difference between 12 reps and 13 reps, between running 2 miles and 3, the difference between the real deal and the wannabes, these are the people who are able to view defeat objectively and learn from the feedback. Instead of allowing it to impact their confidence, setbacks should be expected, dealt with, and should be part of the road to building success. There's no room for doubt, no room for negativity, and no room for distractions. Failure will find us all. We have the choice to let those experiences either turn us down or use them in favor of self-betterment. Those of us who are willing and able to move beyond their negative thoughts and push harder when the game gets hard are the ones who could call themselves mentally tough. Confidence, resilience, grit, and selflessness. That's what builds champions. Mental toughness is what King Philip athletes work even harder for. It's what is required if you want to wear the green and gold.
The golf team is rolling into the playoffs with a stunning 8-1 record after a huge win on senior night this week. The class of 2023 took it to Taunton with the score leader, captain Ethan Sullivan, shooting a 36, and right behind him was senior Jack Kern, who came up with a 39 to help the boys secure the win. The team is ramping up and looking forward to Hawk coming up in just 2 weeks. The boys are looking with Fort Pete as league champions. The team takes on tough Milford and North Attleboro teams next week and are working hard to stay focused and mentally strong defending champions. The girls soccer team is sitting atop the Hockomock League rankings at the end of 10 games with a 9-1 record, with their only loss coming to Hingham with a 1-goal deficit loss. The girls had a long week this week with tests against North Attleboro, Canton, and Taunton. The girls got off to a hot start with a demolishing victory behind senior Heidi Lawrence's pair of goals and assists, in addition to junior Danny Lamusio's 2 tallies. It did not stop there as the girls traveled to Canton and continued their heat with a 3-1 victory. Junior Michaela Thompson netted 2 goals alongside Danny Lamusio's single goal. The girls look to go 3-0 on the week in their game today against Taunton on the turf at 3:45. Show out and be loud to show support for our girls.
After an impressive shutout 1-0 senior night win for the boys soccer team against Canton, the team is feeling like their hard work is starting to pay off. They have had so many tough games so far this season, but things haven't always worked out the way they had planned. However, strong senior leadership from Ryan Keller, Will Bowen, Tommy Lamusio, Neil McGrath, Dermot Amora, Jake Van Hosen, and Alex Nathan has helped them through the adversity. The boys are now focused on their next game against Taunton this afternoon, and the Tigers have a notoriously strong program. This team knows they need to be mentally and physically strong to survive in a tough second half of the season.
I'm here with Liam Nolan. Liam, how'd the game go?
It went great. It was a good night for the seniors, and I'm happy how it turned out in the end. We had a tough game, and we played hard, and we won the game. We dominated everyone the whole time.
I'm here with the Burger King player of the match, Tommy Lamusio. Tommy, how was the game?
It's a great game all the way through. Everyone played great. We had possession the entire game, and I had to put one away on senior night. It was a great goal, and we took a dub. Big dub on senior.
Colin, get back close. Come on, Moose.
Our cross-country athletes face Attleboro this Tuesday at Highland Park, and they put up a hard fight, but both our girls and boys teams came up short of the win. Our runners will be working hard in preparation for Milford next week at our home course for their senior night on Tuesday. After that, they will move on to their championship meet on the 28th, where both teams are ready to succeed and show the Hawk who they are.
It was a tough race, tough course, hot weather. It's over 80 degrees today, but that didn't stop us from trying our best. We definitely did not let the weather interfere with our race plan. Which is the race plan, Oren?
Yeah, it was just, you've got to run your hardest, and whatever happens, happens, You just got to keep going, So you get across that finish line, last away meter of the season, give it all you got, and we did that. Came up 2 points short, things happen.
My plan was just to follow these two and just keep them in shouting distance between them. And I did that. I made sure to pass as many Attleboro guys as I possibly could. Actually, the distance wasn't so extreme where I couldn't catch up to them. In the end, it came down to these two guys to pass that to stay for the Attleboro guys, and they did that.
Our KP cheer squad has been working hard on their stunts and skills to get ready for their first competition on October 15th at Milford High School. The JV performance will be at 10:20 a.m. and our varsity squad will take the floor at 11:55 a.m. In the meantime, the team is doing a great job perfecting their halftime performance for fans to enjoy at our home football games, and they are ready to impress at tonight's game.
I think the biggest challenges is probably building the endurance for the routine. It's a very jam-packed 2 minutes and 30 seconds, so we've really been trying to get that stamina, conditioning, stretching every night, and keeping everyone healthy.
I really agree with Soraya. 2 minute and 30-second routine is really hard to compete, especially with doing stunts, tumbling, jumps, pyramid, dancing, cheer. That's really hard to compete. So I definitely think endurance and just working out a lot and just pushing other teammates to do their best is really what's going to make us successful.
I would say the biggest challenge that we have right now is really working together. Sometimes we all try to get in our heads, but we really need to work together to build stunts because it can be dangerous at times. And also we've been trying to work to perform the best at games as well, because that's a big part of fall cheer.
Our unified basketball team had their second game last night against North Attleboro. Coach Glebicki says the team is working to perfect their skills, and even more importantly, they're having a great time enjoying the thrill of competition.
We get all the kids playing, everyone's running up and down the court. It's been a fun time.
The field hockey team has certainly cleaned things up and now stand with a 7-3 record. They ended last week with an 11-0 victory over Sharon and brought that energy through this week as well, with a 5-2 win over North Attleboro on Monday and a 7-1 win over Hopkinton on Wednesday. Freshman Ella Morgan found the back of the net 6 times between the 3 games, as well as junior Mackenzie McDevitt, 4 of which were all against Hopkinton. Senior captain Kelly Holmes recorded her 50th career assist this week, an impressive milestone. And goalie Caitlin Parrish made 10 saves in that win against North. The girls will travel to Kent this afternoon for a 3:45 game, and will also have senior night next Tuesday against Taunton at 6 p.m. on the turf.
We had a really good game and we came out with a win 5-2. We had a really strong offense, really pushing the ball close to the net, and we had a really good defense that was really clearing it out. Overall, KP played a great game today.
Despite some inconsistency in the season so far, the volleyball team has been battling it out against some tough teams this past week. Luckily, on Monday they beat North Attleboro in an impressive 3 sets. On Wednesday afternoon, the girls traveled to Bishop Fiend for a second matchup this season. Despite the loss, the girls played well and put up a good fight against a good team, as the first 2 sets of the match were very tight. Junior Fiona Lane Bailey played a great game, marking her presence on the court with several kills, along with senior Emily Zapala and sophomore CC Kilroy. Last night they played at Canton and are looking on to next week, as they will play Hockomock opponents Taunton and Mansfield. We wish the girls the best of luck, and we will have updates next week.
We played a really good first 2 sets. We kind of went downhill in the third, but what can you do? We have some tough competition next week, but we're prepared, and we're going to have a good practice over the long weekend, and we're ready.
Halfway through the season, let's go!
After losing to Franklin last year, the Warriors football team made a promise, a commitment to win the Hawk title this year. The mission started last week against Taunton when the Tigers were put in their cage. Despite having a high speed and high powered offense, the Tigers were no match for the Warrior defense. Taunton would only score once in this important game, while the KP offense rolled down the field and looked in complete control the entire game. The offensive domination started with the line, and senior captain Sean King, who played his best game of the season. King devastated the Tigers' defensive line, starting the game with 5 pancakes on the first drive. The rest of the O-line played angry and it showed. Their grit opened up the pass game, and Tommy McLeish took the lead in the Hawk for passing touchdowns, throwing 2 in the game, one being his longest of the season with a bomb to Mason Campbell. Tonight the Warriors will continue their quest when they take on Attleboro at Mactaz Field. Get the Womp going tonight, KP. Let the Hawk know we're taking back the top.
The boys on offense killed it as usual. But going into Attleboro, I think we're just going to need to watch a lot of film, get back to the basics, and just keep dominating.
We are never entirely in control of our lives.
A completely unexpected event can happen at any moment.
The key is to act in control of what you can.
So, if you're going to be a leader of your discipline, you have to be in control.
This also means taking responsibility for your own actions and be mindful to only behave in ways that align with your long-term goals.
If you pursue a long-term goal with steadfast commitment, especially if you're just starting out, you will make mistakes.
What defines a successful person is moving on rather than focusing on failure.
With a reputation for success, being a King-Phillip athlete comes with a tremendous responsibility.
Athletes must be mentally tough to be able to balance their academic goals, handle pressure from teammates and coaches, and they also have to be ready to compete with some really talented teams.
It's important to use that pressure to help gain self-confidence and self-reliance, and as a motivator to fulfill great expectations.
Our teams also strive to build mental toughness together.
And with these developing bonds, they have proven themselves on the field.
Battled in tough matchups.
Achieved Hawk titles and made it to state championships.
Be strong, be proud. The best motivation always comes from within.
We are warriors, and we have a legacy of success to uphold.
And that's our broadcast this week. As we hit the midway point in our fall season, our athletes need some support from their fans to help them keep that winning edge. So get out there and catch a game. We'll be back next week with all the updates. This is Kpsn.